President Biden is joining former Presidents Obama and Clinton in New York for what's expected to be the biggest political fundraiser night of all time. $25 million expected to be raised in one night. The AP reports that at the end of February, Biden's campaign had $155 million cash on hand, while Trump and his super PAC had only $37 million cash on hand. Teddy Schlieffer covers the intersection of big bucks and politics for PUCK News. He joins us now. Teddy, thanks so much for being with us. Talk to us about the importance of an event like this and the importance of that much money for the Biden team.
Sure. Well, look, Biden already has so many advantages when it comes to party fundraising, and the fact that his party is so consolidated around him, which is not the case with Trump, is a boon to his fundraising. I mean, can you imagine this event happening with Donald Trump and Mitt Romney and George W. Bush and even Mike Pence? These are the elder statesmen in the Republican Party, including the former Republican presidents, wouldn't get anywhere near Donald Trump. So the fact that Joe Biden is able to kind of consolidate his party's elites around him not only makes for a good headline, it also drives donors to show up because they want to see Barack Obama, they want to see Bill Clinton, and I think Republicans who are major donors are still maybe begrudgingly with Trump, but they're certainly not going to be delivering an event like the Biden campaign is able to deliver tonight.
Yeah, I mean, Trump has always been more of a solo act, where Biden's been more of an ensemble player over the years. We saw video this week of Donald Trump selling Bibles to try to make some money. What is the state of the finances for the Trump campaign, and should Trump supporters be worried?
So the good news for Trump is I think the situation is getting better. There are a lot of major Republican donors who obviously were settling, right? They believe that, they had to kind of support Nikki Haley because they thought, she was the only chance to beat Trump, but they knew the entire time that this was a long shot of long shots. And now they're coming to the fold. Trump is doing a lot of kind of major donor outreach over the last 8 weeks, I would say. And the message he's delivering to major donors is, look, you might want someone else, but I'm who the party chose. And, your options are to get on the Trump train or be politically irrelevant. So I think lots of Republican major donors at this point have begrudgingly accepted that he's the nominee. And they are showing up in some ways. I do expect Trump to be outspent. I do think that Trump is going to have issues even with small dollar donors. It's clear that people that have supported him for a really long time, that we're beginning to see in digital data signs of fatigue, which is pretty troubling given it's only March.
Yeah.
And obviously there are also major donors who say, so much of the cash that's being donated, especially to these outside groups, is ultimately being spent on Trump's legal bills. And that is not money that's being spent to beat Joe Biden. I know that's money that helps Donald Trump to some extent, and maybe his legal fortunes are so intertwined with his political ones that it's worth it. But again, these are problems that Joe Biden does not have.
And real quickly, because we're running out of time, RFK this week announced his vice presidential candidate, Nicole Shanahan. You've reported on her extensively. How much money is she likely going to be bringing to the table with all of this?
It is not an accident that Robert F. Kennedy chose somebody who could put lots of money in. He has a serious money issue because he needs to spend a lot to qualify on as many state ballots as possible. How much Nicole Shanahan is actually worth is a great question. She divorced from one of the wealthiest people in the world, but there's a prenuptial agreement. I even had a Kennedy campaign aide call me earlier this week, asking if I had a copy confidentially of her divorce settlement. I think it is likelier than not that she's going to put in, $5, $10, $15 million than it is that she's going to put in $50 to $100 million. So I think she'll be, a major player in the election. And, a lot of the reason she's on the ticket is because there are no limits for self-funding candidates, including vice presidents. So she's there in part, or in large part, maybe to put money in. And I think she will. But, Bobby Kennedy is going to rise and fall based on his own merits here. Nicole Shanahan is just some money that helps people decide whether or not they like Robert F. Kennedy Jr. I don't think there are Shanahan voters out there, unfortunately.
Teddy Schlieffer, thank you so much for your reporting. You can check it out at Puck News to read more about that.